This is Out of Work Bum here. I just wanted to fill you guys in on some of the things that I do besides the chickens and the bees and all that stuff. For about 6 years, well before all the TV shows came out, I've been buying storage units here and there as extra money sources. What I normally do is I'll buy 4 or 5 units, and then I just take the time to sell everything, restock my bankroll, and then buy a bunch more. But what I wanted to show you is I'm seeing. I used to be at auctions. There was 6-8 people. Now these auctions are 120, no exaggeration, 120, 140 people at these auctions. It's ridiculous. When I used to pay a unit that I used to pay $40, $80 for, is going for $500,000, $800,000. It's crazy. So I just wanted to, I know the TV show's making people think that it is awesome to do this, and you're going to find, gold bars in every unit and this and that, but it's, this is the reality of it right here. This is what your garage will look like after you buy 6 units in a week. This is what your yard will look like after you buy 6 units in a week. You're going to have washers, dryers, mattresses, trash everywhere, all through your yard. It's, you have 24 hours to pick up, to remove all your items usually. I've been doing it long enough where the managers at the storage places will give me, a couple extra days if I need it. But when you have a rainy week like we've had, you got to get it back out of here. You got to, a lot of the stuff gets ruined. So, basically I just wanted to, show you the realities of this. It's it's not like TV. One day you are selling a $15 broken air conditioner as scrap metal, and the next day you may be selling a 1971 Bonneville Triumph motorcycle. I've sold everything. You're not always going to find treasures, don't get me wrong. I've found some really, really good stuff. And then you find some small things like this. I found this old lunchbox in one unit the other day, and it's, it's one of these old metal lunchboxes. And inside it was all these electric slot cars. Quick little research on them is, they're anywhere from 10 to, not these battery operated ones, these kind of crappy, but these nice little Aurora ones and Tyco ones, they are, anywhere from $10 to $40 a piece, and some of them even go for more than that. But, the reality is you're going to buy units that, have 20 Christmas tree stands, old posters and cassette tapes, and there's markets for this stuff, but you have to sort through the good from the bad. And there's a nice wood plane, a couple of clamps, a Sony stereo tuner. You have everything. I found tons and tons of stuff in these units, but people for some reason now they're paying almost retail. They look in these units and they see something like this wood stove, and they're like, oh, a wood stove like that's probably $300-400. In reality, that wood stove to me is scrap metal. If I don't use it for a greenhouse or some other reason out there, it's got a broken handle. You can't see that the handle's broken from here, and that's similar to what a storage unit auction would be like. Is they open the door, you have your 10 minutes, everybody get a look at it, no touching, no shaking boxes, no nothing. And and in reality, this is what most of them end up looking like when you open the doors. They're stacked neat in the back, and then by the time people get to the end here, they run out of room and they just start throwing stuff on top. So I just wanted to show what it's really like. There's money to be made sometimes. Well, there used to be before the prices started going up. And then you get people's prescriptions. You just get stuff like crazy. In the same box you find people's prescriptions, and then you find a cool old fire truck. So I just figured I would share what I do as far as extra money. It keeps me from having to punch in and punch out at a real job, but it's just the reality of it is you end up with crap everywhere, and then you throw turkeys into the mix running around the yard. You have a real Sanford and Son house. My wife hates it, but like I said, it keeps me from punching in, punching out, and having a real job. I'm able to do whatever I make my own hours. So basically I just throw the stuff on Craigslist, eBay, Amazon, the usual items. you know, the washers, the dryers. I sold this pair for $550. I think I have sold 5 or 6 sets in the last week. Most of them for $100 a piece, $175 a piece. But you know, again, I'm paying $75 for a whole unit. It's got, you know, 6 of those in there, well, plus all the other stuff. It's, you know, it's good money if you know how to sell it. But you know, for one day, like I said, you pedal in a washing machine. The next day, you pedal in a 1968 Camaro. It's, you know, it's just, that's how it is, and you need to be able to, you know, change with it. You need to know where to sell the stuff. I have a list of people on speed dial on my cell phone. I have their addresses, their phone numbers programmed in. I have a guy that will buy tube radios. I have a guy that buys, you know, military stuff. I have, you know, so you have all that stuff, but, you know, in order to do it right, you have to move it, you know. So you get the stuff and you end up, you know, like I said, you get stuff everywhere. I'm just trying to sort through. You get tools. I mean, I got that quad. It's, you know, it's just how it goes. And you like I said, you mix that up with the regular messiness of having animals in the yard and stuff, and next thing you know, and your house is looking like this. It's ridiculous. You know, granted, I will have most of this cleaned up within the next day or two, but still, for the time being, it's just the sorting and the sorting that they don't show on TV. It's crazy, you know. And then the ones that they do show, they have like these big operations with stores and stuff, and they have 20 employees. I mean, yeah, if I had 20 employees, I could sort the hell out of this too. But it's just not really. It's a reality show that's not really reality, and you know, it's number one, it's cutting into the little bit of money I do make off of this. It's cutting into it because it's driving the prices up. And number two, it's just, you know, a lot of people getting burned out there. They're taking their last $500-800 and, you know, gambling it. It's basically no different than a scratch ticket, and if you don't know what you're doing. So, and you know, it's an expensive way to learn. So, but I figured I'd just show what I do, you know, especially over the winter. I do this a lot, you know, nothing else to do. So, I end up doing this quite a bit. So I will talk to you later. If anybody else does this, or they have any stories or whatever, just, you know, put them in a video, send them over. I'll post it up. But thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I'll see you.